It's so predictable, yet we claim we're individuals. It's so redundant. I'm getting tired of hearing the same thing talked about with just a little bit different style here and there. But it goes deeper than that. The reason that that's so widely accepted, predictable as it is, redundant as it is because our hearts as human beings are predictable. Our hearts are redundant after some of the same stuff because they're bent a certain way. Are there problems in the world? Yeah. And everybody has their different opinions as to why. From social injustice to political corruption to, man, if we could just get rid of the mentality of the code of the streets, are they all right? Sure. But I don't believe that the answer lies in fixing any one of those things. There's a reason that those things are the way they are. And what does the social injustice, the political corruption, the code of the streets all have in common? Is that they're all out for self. And that's the bent of the human heart that's so predictable, that's so redundant. Check this out. When my wife got pregnant, we began taking these birthing classes, natural birthing classes. And what they were pointing out that was rocking my world was that giving birth on your back, they were saying, is one of the worst positions to be in when giving birth. And that was crazy to me because that's the only way I ever really pictured it. That's what we're all so used to. And we're inquiring more about it, and they're explaining how, but you start off on your back when you're in the hospital, and then that leads to, well, let's induce because it's not working, and let's make a C-section, and then the bills are running up and higher, and the insurance has got to pay for all that, and it winds up being this system, this cycle. And when my wife gave birth, she wasn't allowed to do anything but be on her back. We went to a hospital. And I'm not knocking people who gave birth on their backs. You did a good thing, You worked hard. Good job. But my point is how I was getting rocked that from the gate, it starts off wrong. Then I begin to think about life and about human beings and about the world's problems. And the problem isn't later on in the cycle. The problem doesn't lie in what we see effects of. The problem lies in the fact that we start off in the wrong position. We're born in the wrong position, which is a position of separation from God. And it's a wrong position because life wasn't intended to be that way. Not only every single person in this room, but every single person on the planet was made to be in a relationship with God, but we don't start out that way. And I don't know if the word sin has been to you something that always offended you or always made you feel like people were judging you. But bottom line, that's what sin is something that points out the fact that we start off in the wrong position. We start off of the mark of what we were meant to be and what God created us to be. And you take that out of the picture, you take that part out of the message of what God has to say, and you take out one of the most important parts because that's the diagnosis. It'd be like getting offended at the doctor saying the test came out positive. You got cancer, you got AIDS. You don't get offended. You need to know that so that hopefully something can be done to take care of that diagnosis. Well, there's no having to hope that something can be done for this. There is a guarantee. And that's what we want to bring to you tonight. If you haven't said yes to Jesus Christ, He's the remedy. He's the remedy for putting us in the position that we were meant to be in life. He's the one that closes the gap of the separation between us and God. We have the symptoms of sin all around us because we're out for self. That's the symptom. Everything we do in life and we aim for and the things that we get disappointed by. Dad, we thought it was going to work out for us this time. Not knowing all along we're looking for the remedy to the problem that we don't realize we have. And if you've never understood it this way and it's beginning to register to you, That's God speaking to your heart, letting you know that he wants to make you his. And it's going to mean something. There's something that Jesus says that's very interesting. He says, if anyone wants to come and follow me, let him count the cost. Let him realize what he's going to have to say goodbye to, which is really your entire life. And we've had a lot of fun here tonight. It's been, for some of you, if you're here for the first time, probably mind-blowing to see the setup. And that's cool. But this is what it's all about right here. And if that creates some discomfort, that sort of comes with the territory. But that's what we want to see, what God wants to see is for you to say yes to him. To make you his. And to, number one, give you a place in heaven when you die. You won't any longer have to worry or wonder what happens to you as you're laying on your bed at night, wondering what's going to happen with my life. What about when I die? What if there's a heaven? What if there's a God? No more worries of that. God guarantees a place for you when you die. And then begins taking your life here and piece by piece, step by step, working you back into that right position that you were meant to be. And so stuff like this, ain't nobody got us by a choke collar telling us to do this. We're amped about it. The world, secular hip-hop, is proud of their message. Well, we were proud of that too, but then we got rocked by this and got more proud of this than we were of the other stuff. So bottom line is, if you're ready to say yes to him, if you're finally understanding why life doesn't make sense, why it always seems to go wrong from the world to your own individual life, it's because we were born in a wrong position, but God wants to make that right. And so here's what we want to do. If you want to say yes to him, do me a favor, just slip up your hand if you want to say yes to him for the first time.